Is watching English movies without subtitles a struggle for you? Do you feel like actors mumble, speak too fast, or use words you've never heard? You're not alone. Many English learners face this exact problem, and it's completely normal. The good news is you can overcome this challenge and enjoy English films without constantly relying on text on the screen. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Journey, the channel dedicated to helping you grow personally while mastering English. I'm Celine, your host, and here on English Journey, we release new videos every day to help you improve your English and change your life. If you're ready to unlock the secrets to understanding English movies without subtitles, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. In this video, we'll explore the main reasons why it's so hard to understand English movies, and more importantly, how you can fix it. Stay tuned until the end for key takeaways and a short quiz to test your understanding. The challenge: why English movies seem impossible without subtitles. Have you ever tried watching an English movie without subtitles, only to feel like everything sounds like complete gibberish? You know the words, you've studied English for years, but for some reason, when native speakers talk in movies, it feels impossible to keep up. This is a common experience, and it's not because your English is bad. It's just because you have to train your ears differently. There are several compelling reasons why this happens, making it a very layered and complex topic. 1. The way movies are made: sound quality and speech clarity. When you learn English with a textbook, the audio exercises often feature clear and slow speech, because this material is created for non-native speakers. However, movies are designed for native speakers, and that means actors do not always articulate very clearly. They are not speaking in a robotic way where every word is pronounced separately for your easy understanding. Think about it. Sometimes actors mumble, whisper, or speak extremely quickly. An actor like Tom Hardy, for example, is famously a mumbler. Even native speakers sometimes struggle to understand certain actors. About 57% of a YouTube audience polled said they feel they can't understand dialogue unless they use subtitles. This suggests that the problem is not just with English learners. Actors today have more flexibility due to improved microphone technology. Mics are smaller, wireless, and more are used, ensuring performances get captured. This shift in performance means they no longer need to project their words to reach the mic. They can speak softly, knowing the tiny mic hidden on their body will pick up what they are saying. This allows for naturalistic performances, but naturalism isn't always best for intelligibility. Another big factor is sound mixing. In movies, there are often background effects like loud music or wall-to-wall bombastic loud sound. These effects can often drown out dialogue, making it very hard to catch every single word. This is especially true for action films and thrillers. You might wonder, why don't they just turn the dialogue up? But movie mixers aim to preserve dynamic range, which is the range between the quietest and loudest sounds. If dialogue is at the same volume as an explosion, the explosion won't feel as big. So, to create that wide dynamic range, quieter sounds are pushed lower, instead of louder sounds being pushed higher, meaning explosions go up and dialogue comes down. Consider the director Christopher Nolan. Nearly every film of his has been criticized for hard-to-hear dialogue that essentially begs for subtitles. He has even stated that he gets a lot of complaints, even from other filmmakers who say the dialogue is inaudible. He explained that the truth was it was kind of the whole enchilada of how we had chosen to mix it. He also said they weren't going to mix films for substandard theaters. This content is primarily mixed for large surround sound formats like Dolby Atmos, which has true 3D sound with up to 128 channels. When this sophisticated mix is down-mixed to fewer channels for your home TV or phone, the sound can become muddier. This is especially true with thin TV speakers that are often on the back of the TV, pointing away from you, leading to muddier sound. When you combine not great speakers, naturalistic mumbly performances, dynamic range with bombastic sound over dialogue, and a flattened mix, it is no wonder we have trouble hearing what is going on. Remember Jake's story? Jake, a 14-year-old, loved action movies like Spider-Man. He tried watching Spider-Man Homecoming without subtitles, but after just 5 minutes, he was confused. Actors spoke too fast, and he encountered new words like neighborhood, mission, and protocol. He had never heard some of these words before. He kept pausing the movie, trying to guess meanings, but it was too hard. After 20 minutes, Jake felt tired and sad, asking, "Why can't I understand English movies without subtitles? I know English, but movies are too fast. What's wrong with me?" His teacher wisely told him, "That's normal, Jake. Understanding movies takes time and practice." The takeaway here is patience. Knowing that movies are designed for native speakers and that even native speakers sometimes need subtitles can help you realize that it is okay to struggle. It does not mean your English is not improving. 2. How native speakers actually talk. Connected speech. One of the biggest challenges for language learners is connected speech. This is the way native speakers link words together and reduce sounds. If you are not familiar with connected speech, you will find it difficult to understand fast spoken English. What you learned in school or from a textbook is not actually how native speakers speak in real life. Consider these examples. Instead of, "I am going to go," people often say, "I'm gonna go." "Did you eat?" often sounds like, "Did you eat?" "What do you want?" can sound like, "What do you want?" "What are you doing?" can sound like, "What you doing?" "I've got to go" can sound like, "I got to go." Textbooks often do not teach these connected speech patterns. However, more and more resources like YouTube videos and updated textbooks are now trying to teach connected speech because people are realizing its importance. It is natural to feel that native speakers speak extremely fast. The reason you might find it hard to understand is simply that you are not used to it. But with enough exposure and practice, you will start getting more and more used to the way native speakers link words together, their pace, and their accent. Sarah's experience illustrates this. Sarah loved romantic comedies, especially The Princess Diaries. She tried to watch it but could not understand much because the people in the movie were speaking too fast. She felt sad and thought, "Will I ever understand English movies without subtitles?" But Sarah did not give up. She got an idea to try something small every day. So, she picked a short 2-minute movie clip, a small scene. First, she watched it with English subtitles, reading each line while listening carefully. Then, she watched the same clip again without subtitles. At first, she did not understand everything, but that was okay. She repeated this every day with different clips, sometimes watching the same clip 5 or 6 times. She also paused and repeated the dialogues out loud, trying to copy their voice, tone, and spottsare. After a few weeks, something amazing happened. Sarah watched the scene without subtitles and suddenly understood most of it. She realized it was not magic, but practice. Just 5 to 10 minutes a day. 3. Cultural references and humor. You might know a lot of vocabulary and grammar, but still feel lost because of cultural references and jokes you do not understand. Movies and TV shows often incorporate idioms and slang that you are honestly not taught in traditional language classes, and these can be perplexing. If you never grew up in an English-speaking country, you might not know all the inside jokes and traditions, and that is completely okay. Humor often relies on puns and slang that do not translate easily. Movies often reference past events, celebrities, or trends that are unfamiliar to non-native speakers. For example, the phrase, "the ball dropping," might be confusing if you do not know it refers to the New Year's Eve celebration in New York City. This is because you may not have the cultural context of that place. It is actually pretty hard to fix this issue because it would mean learning everything about that culture, which is difficult if you were not raised there or have not lived there. The good news is that understanding cultural references will come over time. Modern tools can help. If something in a movie does not make sense, you can copy the phrase or even take a screenshot and paste it into an AI tool like ChatGPT to ask for an explanation. It can explain the meaning if it is a cultural reference, or why a joke is funny. 4. Different accents and dialects. English is spoken in many different countries around the world, and there are many accents. Sometimes, even native speakers struggle with understanding unfamiliar accents. For an English learner, it is absolutely natural if you find some accents hard to understand. It does not mean there is something wrong with you. If understanding a particular accent is important to you, you can increase your exposure to it. For example, if you struggle with British English, you can start watching shows or videos from the UK, Australia, and Canada. Eventually, you will start understanding these accents. When starting, you might consider focusing on one accent, like American English, if that is your priority, before exposing yourself to many different accents. This way, you can build confidence and a strong foundation before adding more complexity. This approach helped one speaker focus on the American accent by watching movies and shows that only used it, before moving on to British English when they felt ready. Solutions: how to train your ears and improve comprehension. Now that we understand why it is difficult, let us talk about how you can actually train your ears and improve your listening skills to start enjoying movies without subtitles. Tip 1. Start with easy content. When you are just beginning, do not watch very difficult movies. Try simple ones. Cartoons are often best because they use easier English and characters often speak more slowly. Good examples include Finding Nemo, Frozen, or Peppa Pig. These are fun and easier to understand. You might even start with educational YouTube videos where speakers explain vocabulary or grammar. Sometimes you might need to stop watching a show if it is too hard, but this does not mean you will never be able to watch it. It just means you can set it as a goal for the future. Tip 2. Use subtitles wisely and move beyond them. Many people think using subtitles is cheating or means their English skills are not good enough. This is not true. Subtitles can be a very helpful tool, especially at certain stages of your learning. There are 4 levels of using subtitles when watching content in English. 1. Level 1. Listen to the audio in your native language with English subtitles. This is generally not recommended because your brain will ignore the English. 2. Level 2. Listen to the audio in English with subtitles in your native language. Again, try to avoid this, as your brain will choose the path of least resistance and just read in your native language, ignoring the English audio. 3. Level 3. Listen to the audio in English with English subtitles. This is a highly recommended level for many learners. It helps your ears and eyes work together to connect the way words sound with the way they are written. You can see expressions and idioms you want to learn, pause to understand their meaning, and even create flashcards. 4. Level 4. Listen to the audio in English without subtitles. This is your ultimate goal. The simple rule is, the language of the content should be the same as the language of your subtitles. While subtitles are not always bad, your goal should always be to eventually stop using them and get to the point where you can understand spoken English without them. Remember, there are no subtitles in real-world conversations. It is like learning to walk before you can run. Tip 3. Watch the same content multiple times. Once you have watched a movie or clip with English subtitles, try watching it again without them. Your brain will remember the sounds and words, and you will understand more this time. It is like training your brain. Some learners, like Sarah, watch the same clip 5 or 6 times. Tip 4. Practice shadowing and repeating scenes. Shadowing is a technique where you choose a movie or maybe a video or maybe a vlog on YouTube where you can understand most of the information. You play the video sentence by sentence, pausing after each phrase or sentence, depending on how much you can remember. Then, you repeat after the speaker, copying their intonation, pronunciation, and accent. The goal is not to sound 100% like the person, but to notice more of the language, interesting expressions, and connected speech patterns. This helps you practice and later apply this knowledge when you speak. You can also choose a small scene and speak with the characters, saying the same lines as they do and trying to copy their voice, tone, and speed. This helps you speak better and remember faster. Tip 5. Expand your vocabulary. One reason you might get stuck when listening to movies is that your vocabulary is not big enough. You might hear a word you do not understand, stop to figure it out, and then the conversation has already moved ahead by 10 steps. This makes you feel lost and unable to keep up. Making vocabulary expansion a priority can significantly help you. When you come across new words or phrases, try to create flashcards for them. Consuming a lot of content in the language will also help you encounter useful words and idioms repeatedly, making them easier to remember. Tip 6. Watch content you actually enjoy. This is a crucial tip. If you are watching a movie or video that you do not like, you will not pay attention. Learning happens effortlessly when you are enjoying what you are doing. Turn on Netflix. Go to a genre you enjoy, whether it is romance, action, or history, and find a movie you would actually watch in your native language. The best movie to learn English is one you will actually enjoy. It is about doing what you already do in your native language, but in English. One speaker learned the word loofah just by watching a video they enjoyed. Recap and key takeaways. Let us quickly recap the main points. Movies are made for native speakers, so actors may mumble, whisper, or speak quickly, and sound effects can drown out dialogue. Sound mixing prioritizes dynamic range, not just clear dialogue volume. Native speakers use connected speech, blending words together, which is different from textbook English. Cultural references, slang, and idioms can make understanding humor difficult. Different accents and dialects can also pose a challenge. To improve, start with easy content like cartoons or educational videos. Use English subtitles wisely at first, level 3, but aim to eventually stop using them, level 4. Watch the same content multiple times to reinforce learning. Practice shadowing and repeating scenes to improve pronunciation and comprehension. Expand your vocabulary to avoid getting stuck. Most importantly, watch content that you genuinely enjoy to stay engaged and motivated. If these tips have been helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to English Journey for more amazing content to boost your English skills. Quick quiz time. Let us test your understanding. Answer these questions in the comments below. Question 1. Name 2 reasons why movie dialogue can be hard to understand for English learners, related to how movies are made. Question 2. What is connected speech, and why is it important for understanding native speakers? Question 3. According to the video, what is level 3 for using subtitles, and why is it recommended? Question 4. What is shadowing, and how can it help your English? Question 5. According to the video, what kind of movies should you choose to watch for learning English, and why? Share your answers in the comments section. I love reading your responses and seeing your progress. Conclusion. You absolutely can understand English movies without subtitles. It takes time, practice, and the right approach, but with consistent effort, you will get there. Just like Jake and Sarah, your listening skills will improve day by day. Keep practicing, stay patient, and most importantly, enjoy your English journey. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.